Hi, my name's Matthew and I'm a grade 12 student in Mr. Kananik's class. Our class is currently working on the Maple Leaf Forever Tree project. This tree was very important in Canadian history, and so when it fell down, the City of Toronto decided to save the wood and give it to groups across Canada to create original pieces with. The sharing of food and culture is a huge part of Canada and its identity. Our school is going to use the pieces to create utensils for our outdoor kitchen. The outdoor kitchen is located near the middle school basketball courts and will feature a barbecue, wood-burning oven, and raised vegetable beds.
So the first step of the process was to debark the pieces because we knew that it would give us a better look and a better point of view of what we can make out of each one. And secondly, we also wanted to save every bark or excess piece from the wood because we could use it in different areas of the class, for example, raku firing. And the final step we did for that area was to layer the pieces or the debarked pieces with tung oil because we wanted to preserve and prevent the wood from cracking as much as possible. And we used tung oil because we knew that it would be food friendly, and since we were making kitchen stuff out of it, that would have been the best option.
So on this piece, at first we thought it was going to be a maple syrup pitcher because of the way it was shaped, but then we began to notice a small crack happening down the middle. After watching it for a few days, we saw it was starting to get bigger and bigger, so we decided the best thing we could do would be to encourage the split and help it speed it up. So after we used some wedges and sped up this cracking, and we let it crack naturally, then we saw that we weren't really sure what it could be anymore, and we were starting to reconsider our different ideas. Right now though, it's possible that one of these pieces could end up becoming a similar syrup pitcher to one of the other pieces that we were working on. So this piece was clearly the largest out of all of the other pieces we had, so we decided we wanted to either make some sort of large salad bowl or a cornucopia, kind of something that would, or a large centerpiece for the table to kind of symbolize the sharing and the whole idea of sharing food and stuff. So with this piece, we noticed that the wood was starting to rot slightly in certain places, and it had been infested by some sort of bug or something, and which had created a lot of holes in it. So we decided that a lot of this wood would be slightly hard to work with, and so we cut it off. And in the process of cutting it off, we also found a very small burl that's very identical to one of the other burls that we had already found. And so with this one, we're considering making a small sort of serving bowl or spices or some sort that you would put in the bowl, and it would be sort of a complementary piece to the other burl. As well as we were able to cut up a few smaller slices of wood from the larger piece that we were considering making serving utensils like spoons or small knives or something like that out of. So this piece is a burl, and so the inside, it would have a very unique and interesting grain just because of the way it's grown all around itself, and this very swirly sort of texture and looking pattern on the inside. And so because of this, we decided it would make a very good sort of serving or spice bowl that we would put on the table. And it also matches up with another burl that we found. And so these two pieces together would make sort of a salt and pepper bowls or some sort of spices or something like that. And so we're going to hollow out the inside of this one and make it a complementary piece to the other burl. So with this piece, we were thinking of making a maple syrup pitcher. As you can see, it already has a sort of natural handle built in and sort of a similar spout as well. So all we would have to sort of do is hollow out the inside and sort of shape the edges to make it more cylindrical and make it a better pitcher. So with this piece, we noticed that there was a metal bolt that was sticking out of the side of it, which we realized that we had to get it out before we could sort of do any carving or anything with it. And the process of getting it out was very hard, and so we had to cut the piece of wood up into quite a few smaller pieces. As well as there was quite a few termite holes and different problems with the wood, and so it was very weak, and there were a lot of different smaller holes in it and stuff, which makes it very hard to do any sort of large projects out of. With this piece, however, we're trying to do our best to find any pieces of useful wood, and we're going to try to make a small serving knives or a serving spoon or something useful out of the smaller pieces of wood.
Alright, so this piece is B37. This is the piece I've been working on. We just recently smoothed and flattened out the bottom so that it sits level on a table. And at this point, I'm just working on carving out, making all the sides flow into the center and making the center more defined.
So with this piece, what we were going to do is we were going to make some sort of serving plate or platter that we would serve food on. So basically what we've done so far is I've begun to hollow out the inside of it and sort of shape it so that it sort of curves down in towards the middle so that it contains the food and nothing falls out of the sides. as well as we've flattened off the bottom and we're beginning to sort of shape the sides and the edges to sort of give it a uniform shape throughout.